It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Here's your host, Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Wednesday. It's hot out there already. We are starting the day with temperatures in the 70s across the Ozarks, upper 70s for many of you. So when it's nearly 80 degrees to start, you know it's going to be another hot one in the Ozarks. Also, hasn't it been kind of gross? Every morning there's been like this condensation on the outside of all the windows and the doors. The humidity is just totally insane. I cannot remember a summer in the Ozarks where we had this persistent high humidity around the Ozarks that lasted for such a long time. This is a major, major heat dome that we are dealing with, and that's going to be the focus of the forecast today. You probably could have guessed it. It's going to be hot again. We have excessive heat warnings for all of the Ozarks once again today. It is going to be another scorcher. Now, actual temperatures won't get close to the triple digits today. We're in the upper 90s. However, it's going to feel more like 110 to 120. So those records that we've been setting and breaking across the Ozarks, in fact, the other day, 122, the feels like temperature in Springfield, that's a new record for us. And we're going to get close to those numbers again today. Brutal heat, not much relief from the south breeze. Not a good day for outdoor plans at all. Again, heat index value 110 to 120 today. That's going to allow these excessive heat warnings to persist. All of the Ozarks under these excessive heat warnings. So it's a good time to remind you the signs of heat stroke. Just be smart, drink plenty of water. Make sure that if you are outdoors every 10 minutes, you're consuming some water. It's so easy to get dehydrated in these conditions. Catch some shade if you can. The breeze won't help us out much today. I have a south breeze only at about 5 miles an hour. So not much relief there from the little south breeze that we're going to see either. Rain, it's going to be hard to come by. We're getting nothing today. We have such high humidity. It almost feels like it could rain. I mean, the air is so wet. We have the moisture, but we're just not going to get that forcing mechanism that allows us to release the moisture from the air. That won't happen for us for a couple of days. Rain really difficult to come by. In fact, when I'm looking at some of the models, even through the weekend, I have some small rain chances that start to sneak in here by Saturday and Sunday. I mean, it's a really small chance, and the lucky few may get about a half inch through the weekend. Consider yourselves lucky if you see that, because I think even the weekend rain chance is really hard to come by. Talking like 30% chance of rain. So it is not going to be widespread by any means. I'm not expecting a whole lot in the way of rainfall all the way through the early part of next week. But what I do have in the extended forecast for you, this is the good news. Cooler temperatures are ahead. We are going to suffer through this incredible heat, just like what we have out there today. That's going to persist through Friday. By Saturday and Sunday, we start to see the numbers come down a little bit. But boy, this is one that we are sweating it out through. We have temperatures that are going to be near the triple digits, and then heat index values near 110 all the way through Friday. By the weekend, we start to see a bit of a pattern shift, the big ridge of high pressure that's bringing us all the heat and humidity. It's going to start sneaking back to the southwest. That will allow some cooler air into the Ozarks. In fact, Sunday, we could have some folks in the low 80s. So that will certainly feel good compared to the 96 that I have for you on this Wednesday. Temperature tonight only falling back to the mid 70s. That's really part of the problem. We never cool down much in the overnight hours. So we start with a nice warm temperature, just like what we have this morning. We can heat it up in a hurry. Heat index values into the triple digits through Friday. We start to see some relief. By Saturday, I have us back to the low 90s. By Sunday, we're in the 80s for highs. I have a chance for rain. I told you about a 30% chance for rain in the forecast by Sunday. Not going to be everybody, but we will see some cooler temperatures that arrive, and it looks like they stick around for us next week. But wow, such a scorching hot start to the new school year. Weather around the country, well, Harold making the big headline yesterday, making landfall in Texas, that tropical cyclone bringing some heavy rain to portions of the state that really needed the rainfall. Of course, we never want it all at once, but we'll take it however we can get it. So that's happening in South Texas. We've seen the heat dome continue. That's going to stick around for the Midwest, the upper Great Plains, all the way to the Gulf. That's what we're dealing with through the end of the work week. And then for the Southwest today, the southwestern portion of the country, potentially more flooding there as remnants of Harold scoot on to the west and get closer to the mountain range over there. It could provide some more rainfall for portions of Nevada Nevada, and Arizona that, of course, got soaked with Hillary over the weekend. So those are some of the headlines weather-wise happening across the country. I will show you the brain twister question from yesterday because I know you're all very curious. Here's the question. This was yesterday's, and I picked a kind of a cool question because it's so hot out. Why not think of something that makes us all feel nice and cool? Skating rink. What does the figure in figure skating refer to? The options were A, the skaters themselves, B, the poses that skaters make, C, how well they end their jumps, or D, the geometric shapes that they carve into the ice. And the answer is D. It's those shapes that they carve into the ice. This was news to me. I've watched, of course, like the Olympic trials and when the Olympics had figure skating on, one of my favorite things to watch. Amazing what they do. But the figure in figure skating meant actually those shapes that were in the ice. And it previously, that used to be part of the judging. They are actually judged on like how perfect was the circle that they made. Was there an actual figure eight that was left on the ice? The elimination of that judging from competition actually happened back in the 1980s. Those shapes no longer judged on the ice. It's more about the athletic ability and some of the freestyle moves that figure skaters make now. It was actually seen that those shapes, making the perfect shapes on the ice, made the figure skaters themselves look pretty awkward because they were trying so hard to make the perfect edge to their circle. And it really limited the amount of jumps and turns and twists that they could do because they were so focused on the shapes that they were carving into the ice. I just think it's amazing that anybody can stay upright and do some of the stuff that they do. So I guess figure skaters were pretty happy about the elimination of that part from the scoring, but it's something that I'll pay attention to now, definitely a little bit closer, watching the Olympics because I didn't know that the shape that you actually leave on the ice can be controlled. It's kind of amazing to me. All right, here's the question for tomorrow. What is the most stolen food in the world? Do you think it is A, cheese, B, fresh meat, C, chocolate, or D, seafood? That's the brain twister question that I will answer for you on Thursday morning. I look forward to talking with you all then. Thanks for listening this morning on Wake Up Weather around the Ozarks today. It is going to be hot. You heard it here first. Everybody stay cool. Make sure you're staying safe out there too. And I will chat with you early tomorrow morning.